Very good morning. Before we start our discussion today, let us proceed with introducing ourselves first. My name is Brenda Edward with matrix number 204169.
My name is Muhammad Faris bin Muhammad Syukur, and my matrix number is 201036.
My name is Asmal Hadi bin Zakaria and my matrix number is 200823.
My name is Nurul Aishan Nalira binti Usmadi and my matrix number is 200582.
My name is Fatin Izzati binti Zulfakar. My matrix number is 200492.
Okay, so everyone has introduced themselves. Let us start our discussion. So, is everyone ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So our topic today is about zero waste. Our theme is zero waste. So typically, zero waste is a principle where we, by reducing the use of waste, we try to reuse a lot of things as much as we can. We try to send them to the recycle center, and if not, we just try to compost them. So, and our main question here is, it is difficult to practice zero waste lifestyle in Malaysia. So, to proceed this, I would like to start off with my point. I believe that it is very difficult to practice this zero waste lifestyle in Malaysia, as it requires a high discipline and commitment. To elaborate this, in Malaysia, we can see that not all citizens is able to apply this in their daily lifestyle. Some of them might find this lifestyle is a burden to them, and this lifestyle would apply for long term. It's not short term. So without this discipline, they might break it and not apply it later on. Like they might apply it today, like they reuse, they reduce, they recycle, but then tomorrow they felt lazy and they might not do it afterward and then proceeded to the next day. What do you think about this, Faris?
Okay, thank you, Brenda, for your view. But I think I can agree with you. I think that zero waste is much easier to apply it in Malaysia. It is only our own effort to apply it. For example, I can give you that I can guarantee you that we can save our sea pollution by reducing the use of plastic bag with the use of our own tote bag that we buy from any online shoppers or any shops. We can use it when we go to shopping. By the mean of that, we can already save. We can already reduce more plastic bag, more waste than we believe. Another thing that I need to highlight is zero waste. Also, do not use much money, because we can choose to buy the thing that we need rather than to buy the thing that we do not need. For example, we can choose to buy the food or drinks that we need to survive in our life, but we do not need to buy anything like toys or anything related to bring to much zero waste. I also believe that factories also can practice this. For example, a drinking company can choose to use edible plastic, which the plastic that can be eaten, as it be made from seaweed or sugarcane, rather than to choose plastic bottle. So, in my case, I believe that zero waste can be applied in Malaysia. How about you, Hadi?
Actually, I am quite agree with Brenda's point, where we need a lot of discipline to apply zero waste lifestyle. From my research, zero waste goal is to make sure that there is no trash to be sent to landfill or to the ocean. Yeah, there is no doubt that zero waste has a lot of benefits. But to make you understand, with your point, I not really agree because even though we use shopping bag like that made from canvas, we still buy the product that wrapped with plastic bag. For example, if we buy grocery from grocery store, uh, their product will be wrapped with plastic bag. You get it?
Yes.
Because other than that, in Malaysia, we love to eat fast food, and all fast food franchise use a lot many kind of packaging. For example, with burger wrapper, we use um, glass. So if all of Malaysian people apply zero waste lifestyle, what will happen to the fast food franchise? Do we need to stop it? What is your point, Aisha?
I'm agree with your point, Hadi. So, in my point of view, zero waste is almost impossible to be done or implied in our daily life. The word zero itself means that we want to get rid of even a tiny little waste in our surroundings, right? So, the hardest part of practicing zero waste is by not buying stuff. The word stuff here means everything that we buy in our life, even the eco-friendly stuff such as the metal straw or paper bags. All of this stuff will technically produce waste and still uses energy in their creation, which occasionally will give a bad impact on our planet. Let's be realistic. Every day, each of us will buy at least one thing, maybe some food or drinks, which contain waste. For the packaging, like Hadi said, and also the food itself will produce waste. Right. So it is very hard to practice 100% of the zero waste applications in our daily life. What I am saying is, what I am
Continue.
Let's continue.
Let's continue.
But I'm not saying that we should not buy anything at all. What am I saying is we should reduce our daily shopping habits and and slowly we can get ourselves into this zero waste lifestyle. So what is your opinion about this, Fatin?
Thank you, Aisha. In my opinion, I quite agree with Faris, and I believe that actually it is not difficult to apply zero waste in Malaysia. As everyone knows, zero waste lifestyles is all about sacrificing. I admit that in order to minimize the solid waste, there are still efforts need to be done in the future. However, I still believe that as a responsible netizen, each of us can do our own parts in order to practice the zero waste in our life. If we ever think that it is difficult to practice it, just remember that we don't need to go perfectly zero waste to save the environment itself. Actually, the first place that we need to do and we need to start is from ourselves. That's the easiest ways as we are able to control when we want to do it and how we want to do the things to practice the zero waste. For example, we easily can pick up trash whenever we see it. It's so easy, right? I think so. It's so easy for us to do the things. I wonder why more people are not doing it in our life. By simply picking up the trash that we see, actually it can save plenty of waste from clogging up rivers or flowing into the oceans. Remember the activity that kotoran that we always do at our school, and can't sorry we actually need to do the activity as we enter the adulthood in order to practice the zero waste in our daily life. Imagine if each of us be a responsible netizen and can pick up all the rubbish and litter that we see. There are so many ways that can be reduced, and we prove that zero waste is actually easy to practice in our daily life. So, are you agree with my opinion?
Okay, I have to say that you do have a point there, but I'm sorry, but I have to disagree with that. Um, Along with Faris' point, as he mentioned earlier about the tote bag, applying zero waste lifestyle is also expensive actually. Like tote bag is quite expensive if you think about it. Not you can, it's not like below 10 ringgit or like that, and still not only tote bag. What about the other high product zero waste such as plastic bottle and such as plastic bottle and high quality product that is made up just for this quality lifestyle. It also not and to mention that Malaysian, not all of them is capable of buying all this kind of stuff. Some of them are quite poor and doesn't have enough money to buy stuff like that. And this prove that it is quite difficult to practice zero waste style. What do you think about this, Muhammad Faris?
I'm sorry, Brenda, but I still cannot agree with you because I believe that a tote bag only costs below the RM 20 ringgit, RM 20. However, when we want to use a plastic bag at the shopping markets, it is only cost 20 cents. But when we buy it every day for a year, that will cost us much higher than a tote bag, a canvas tote bag that can be reused every time we want to purchase the groceries. I also believe that it is not hard to apply, as I agree with Fatin's point of view. When we see a rubbish, we can pick up it. It sounds difficult to apply it 100%, but I believe that the citizens can slowly do it as it will become their habits. How about it, Hadi?
From my view, actually, it is quite easy to practice zero waste lifestyle, but it's really hard to practice it consistently for our lifetime. For example, like if we bring, even though we have our own tote bag, our own plastic bottles, yes, there are a lot of people have their own plastic bottle, but if you see in Malaysia, there are still a lot of people lack of awareness to practice zero waste. So, what is your view about this, Aisha?
Thank you, Hadi, for pointing me. I think just now Brenda said that practicing zero waste is quite expensive because we need to buy a more organic product such as the tote bag, which we can use many times. Right? In some cases, I would like to add an example. In some cases, there are some products that cost less than the plastic cause waste, and meanwhile can save the environment. For example, a bamboo. As we know, bamboo is a very sustainable materials, right? Which we can make into many products, and also we can use it. And it is also friendly. For example, we can make it into a toothbrush or maybe a straw. Costs less than the plastic one, which I refers to the of course to the internet. The price is much lower than the plastic one. So I think this proves that the zero waste is actually not all cases in zero waste is expensive. What do you think about this, Fatin?
Thank you, Aisha. Actually, I quite agree with you and Faris, which is zero waste is actually it's not difficult to practice in our country. I know that how people always say that it's so hard for them to go zero waste, and actually it is, all of this is for the sake of convenience. Actually, if they said that it's hard, from my opinion, maybe that's called laziness. Being lazy should not be an excuse to hurt our environment with unnecessary waste. If we choose to mindful, we can choose how and where we want to practice our zero waste efforts. And don't let others to dictate what we can or what we cannot do in our life. Like I said before, these things can certainly be challenging, but however, it would definitely be easier if all of us had to do our parts in order to practice the zero waste in our lives. I want to add one more example. Actually, we before this I talk about pick up the trash, and actually we have one other activities which is called like jogging. It is an action of jogging while picking up litter. We can do this at the road or maybe at the sea too. And this action involves jogging in anywhere that's suitable to jog, and we can pick up any form of litter we find along the journey. And I know maybe some Malaysian don't want to do this because it required physical activities, but it cannot be an excuse for us to not practice the zero waste in our daily life. Okay. So the few seconds that we take to pick up the litter that we see at the side of our road, actually we can expand into something bigger, which is like saving the environment. So this is not such an excuse that we want to say that it is difficult to practice the zero waste in our daily life. So that's my point of view for this.
So I think that we already reached to a conclusion. So I think that three of us, I think 3 or 2 agree that it is easy to practice zero waste lifestyle in Malaysia, while me and Hadi also still deny that it is still difficult to practice this lifestyle in Malaysia. So we can say that the majority say that we are agree. We agree to say that it is easier to practice lifestyle in Malaysia. That's all for our conclusion for our group discussion. See you next later. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Stop recording. 3,